I found this Japanese idea, mono no aware. It's about like your kind of relationship to things and their passing. That's very hard to put it into words, but that's really what kind of rolled it on for me then. Return, the exhibition's called Return. I've shown work similar on the same theme twice before, and I'm back again to it. And it came from a kind of a few lines of T.S. Eliot poetry, like about we keep on exploring something, and at the end we arrive and we know the place for the first time. And the starting point for the exhibition is my family home. That I grew up in. It's empty now because there's nobody living there, just for the last few years, and the sort of shock in the few weeks of something that was central to all our lives to something that had no purpose and was just walls and spaces and corners. It was a big shock. So I had photographs I'd taken over the years. I was looking at the photographs and trying to kind of understand the thing that was kind of had now no meaning or no. I was probably trying to find a new relationship to the place. And it's a little house, the house on a street. It was my father built it really in the 1960s from a derelict. It had been his workshop previously. He was a carpenter, and we had, it was our home then. He made it so that we had a permanent home and house to live in, and so all the growing up was done there. And like it's every corner in it. Everybody sat around it, all the friends, neighbours, all the relatives back from wherever they'd be would all call to this house. And so I started with the photographs that I had, which were just really simple photographs of the interior of the house, the corners that would be kind of familiar to me. The windows that we always looked out the window, especially the window onto the street, I suppose, because the street was directly outside and there was this curtained window. A whole of life went on outside. It was kind of like another life going on the other side of it. I saw it when I made an image. I looked at the photographs and I was kind of drawn to that little one, to the windows, I suppose, because I was very conscious of them, particularly as being the background to my parents' lives in the latter years. And I was trying to think of ways of working with the image, and so I played around with it and printed it and painted over it. By playing around with the images, with the photographs, I just started looking at the shapes, I suppose. And I was trying to distance myself from it probably as well, because it was so personal and I wanted to kind of remove myself a bit. So I kept working with photographs rather than drawings. I couldn't really have done drawings of it. And I found unexpected things, like in corners, an old curling poster in a corner that the nephews, now grown men, had given my mother as a present when they were little boys, and she loved owls, and there was just a striking image to be found there, and I worked with that, made a print, made a painting, removed bits, put bits in. I think it was the windows. I don't know, but if I had to think about it, it probably was the windows, because I started with this one here, and I really just wanted to make something very simple, and just where you could see brush marks, and you can actually see brush marks if you go up near it. So there is like a hand mark there, but it has no distractions. It's calm. I suppose they're at the very end of all the making of all the other images, where there's no need to really hang on to the spaces, the corners, the walls, anything. It's just down to the paint and the layering. They're made on wood in painted up, just layers over gesso. They're not smooth, they're kind of textured underneath, slightly, so they're not all maybe easy or something. So they're just, there's a slight roughness that I wanted. And I wanted to keep them within this simple kind of framework as well, and small, but then I wanted that the things could move around, that the different elements like the colours and the brush marks could move around within that very kind of strict little space. I suppose at the end of the thing I was kind of moving away probably from, I put enough distance or something between me and the house, and in a way they have everything in them, but it's just, it doesn't need to say anything. They're just what they are. It's about the transitory nature of things, and that's their power, and that really sort of spoke to me about the work that I was doing from the very beginning, because everything is nothing is gone, nothing is kind of lost, as it were. Everything is still there. I was trying to make it kind of, in some way, a holding place or a safekeeping for that kind of really kind of transitory sort of experience, or that huge kind of experience really of the home place, and sort of reduce it to something that would be simple.